Whenever they say death, people become afraid. Is death painful? No. It is just a complete transition of entities from the physical realm to the spiritual realm. It may be plants, animals, or other things. And for the entities that have hearts, or entities that have thinking cavities, the higher the rate of their heartbeat, or the higher the rate of the activities going on in their thinking cavities, will be the more physical they will become. But the lower the rate of their heartbeat, or the lower the rate of the activities going on in their thinking cavities, will be the more spiritual they will become. Let me explain. I will explain this in 3 different forms, and I will be using human beings for example. In normal human body, if the rate of the person's heartbeat is between 60 to 100 times per minute, it will be said that the person is 100% physical. The person is completely physical. That is the first stage. Then the second stage is, if the rate of the person's heartbeat involuntarily goes down to, let me say 30, 35 to 40, that is from 30 to 40 times per minute, the person will go 60% spiritual. The person will be 60% spiritual. In this second stage, it will be said that the person is sleeping. The person is asleep. That is the second stage. Then the third stage is, if by any means the rate of the person's heartbeat goes down to absolute zero, the person will be 100% spiritual. The person will go 100% spiritual. That is, the person will completely transcend from physical realm to spiritual realm. And in this third stage, it will be said that the person is dead. But you see that second stage, you can still consciously, or you can still voluntarily by yourself get yourself to 60% spiritual. You can get yourself to that second stage consciously by yourself. You can do that through the use of stillness, or through that is meditation. If you notice, all about meditation is just to maintain stillness. It can be sitting, it can be lying down, or any style that you prefer using. The aim is just to maintain stillness. And while maintaining that stillness, you will also try to reduce the rate of your thinking activities. When you achieve those two things, stillness plus reduction of the activities going on in your thinking cavity, it will transcend you from physical realm to spiritual realm. You will be at least 60% spiritual. That stillness is to reduce the rate of your heartbeat at least down to 30, 35, or even 40 times per minute. And that reduction of the activities going on in your thinking cavity, that one is the hardest aspect. But for beginners, when it comes to meditation, if you notice, you see that some of them will hold something like a small ball in their hand, or some will hold chaplet, or some will hold beads, or just some will just focus on any life process. It may be your trying to count the rate of your heartbeat, just placing your hand like this and be observing your heartbeat. That alone, or channeling your mind towards one particular thing, it will reduce the rate of the activities going on in your thinking cavity, because it will focus on your imagination or your mental activities towards that particular thing, that particular one thing that you have channeled all your thinking to. It may be that small ball, it might be anything, but so far is one thing. It will get, plus that stillness, it will get all the activities going on in your thinking cavity down to that one thing, and that will reduce the junk in your thinking cavities. So far that is achieved, you will transcend to spiritual realm. You will be one leg in spiritual, one leg out, one leg in physical, one leg in spiritual. That is how meditation works. Stillness plus ability to reduce the rate of your thinking cavity, the rate of the activities going on in your thinking cavity. That is to tell you that the reduction of the rate of the activities going on in your thinking cavity can also transcend you from physical realm to spiritual realm. And that is the method people use in achieving this second stage. From that stage 1 of their heartbeat, without their heartbeat reducing, they can be in that stage 1 of the rate of their heartbeat being 60 to 100 times per minute, and still be at least 60% spiritual without their heartbeat reducing anything. That is for those who have this strong mindset of assumption. When I say assumption, I mean something like faith, something like belief, strong mindset of faith or strong mindset of belief. That is for all these strong men of God. They can be there laughing with you, but they are still seeing vision. They are still transcending from physical realm to spiritual realm. Do you know how they do that? Because let me just give you one tip. Any spirit that you imagine of, or any spirit that you think of, will be there. Once you think of any spirit, the spirit will be there. But why we don't feel that, why we usually don't feel that connectivity between you and whatever spirit that you are thinking of within that moment, is because due to the presence of doubt in us. Is it working? Is it not working? That doubt will weaken the connectivity between you and that spirit. And if you are being distracted, if you are still thinking of other things, it will still weaken the connectivity. Even if the spirit is talking to you, it won't be audible. But you see all those people, because they have that strong belief in whatever they are bowing to, whatever spirit that they used to call upon, it may be native doctor, it may be any spiritual person. So far they imagine of that their spirit, they think of that their spirit, that they strongly believe in. They know that yes, that spirit is there. And because they have strong mindset of belief towards that spirit, that alone, that strong belief that they have in that spirit, will make them not to think of every other thing whenever they are imagining the presence of that spirit there. So that alone will get the rate of the activities going on in their thinking cavity down to that particular thing that they were thinking of that moment. So that will reduce the rate of the activities going on in their thinking cavity. It will reduce the junk down to at least 10%. That is down to that one thing that they are thinking of that moment. And that will get them transcended. That will transcend them from that physical realm to spiritual realm. That's why if you go to any prayer ground, you will see somebody will be walking with eyes open, walking around like this, talking with eyes open, not sleeping, walking around. That is walking around to tell you that the rate of the person's heartbeat is still between that 60 to 100 times per minute. And the person will be seeing visions, telling you something that God is telling him. That is because the person was able to reduce the rate of the activities going on in his thinking cavities down to 10%. That is down to that imagination, down to that spirit that they have assumed that it is there. So whatever the spirit tells them, whatever the spirit tells them will be very audible to them. So everybody can do this, it's just your mindset. Understand? If you have a strong man of God, you can go and ask him. If the person though it's not everybody that has this spirit of teaching, that is spirit of breaking complex things down to even this level that have done it now. But they will still tell you something in relation to this, something related to this, they will tell you. You see, this particular topic is very deep, it's as deep as anything. But I will try my best. In my next video, I will still break it down further using different aspects or different style. I will still touch this topic that is related to this. I will still talk something like this in my next video. This video don't long.